Hey guys, hope you're all well. So today we're going to go through looking at how to make a grimdark concrete effect on MDF terrain. Had a few questions when we did a Battle Kiwi board a couple of months back, so thought I'd put a video up to show you how we do it in the studio. Battle Kiwi's been kind enough to send us some unreleased MDF scenery terrain, so you'll get a chance to look at that as well. My name's James, and welcome to the Distant Vale. To start with, we've wiped down the MDF terrain and taken off all of the burn marks and then done some priming. Now, we've done a little bit differently here. So for most of the big terrain pieces, we've used a little bit of Rust-Oleum. They're chalk spray because it adds a little bit of texture as well as being ultra matte. The pièce de résistance, my favourite little bit of painting technique, your standard car sponge. You take one of these, rip a little bit off, and that's going to create all the textures you'll see.
Let's make a start. This is the small building by Battle Kiwi. It's a pre-primed MDF that we've then just sprayed with that Rust-Oleum grey primer. Going to start by taking our sponge and getting something that we can use our paints with. We're going to use really cheap artist acrylics, a black and a grey, and then some Liquitex titanium white. We're going to start off by basically sponging on a textured approach of just black to start with, and then we'll move on to some other colours. The aim with this is make sure that you take the excess off on a piece of kitchen towel or something similar. You're not looking to apply massive bits of pressure, you're looking to just dab away, and you should build up quite a lot of texture quite quickly. Don't worry if you do get like marks and splotches anywhere, because you can go back over it with different colours and it'll all even out, and it's all going to add together towards the end. Now that we've got that base layer of black, we're then going to move on to a mid-tone of black and grey. And after this, we're then going to move on to just the grey itself and keep building these layers up as you go. You want to be as random as you possibly can, especially in the crevices. You kind of want it darker in those areas and maybe lighter in the walkways. So finally, we're going to go through with a really light grey mix. So it's just the cheap acrylic mixed with some white. And again, layering up those textures. We've tested out some different acrylic sprays today, so instead of using the Rust-Oleum, we've actually primed this with Montana Colors graffiti spray. Give us a comment below, see what you think, because actually like the end result has been pretty effective with this stuff and I'm kind of surprised. The next step in all this is making up a wash, and that's going to be using a pigment powder, so we're using the Vallejo Pigments Dark Slate Grey. We're mixing this up with a decent amount of powder without giving you like an exact recipe. Mix it with just normal water and then a couple of drops of flow improver. I'm going to go and liberally apply this across the entire scenery piece. So being like really careful to put focus on applying it into all the recesses and the crevices, like the tiles that are on the floors.
Massive thank you to our sponsor today, Battle Kiwi over in New Plymouth. They've got a massive selection of MDF terrain, dice trays, and all sorts of other stuff. Go and give them a check out on the website, links in the comments. Hopefully it's going to get released soon. We'll put a message out on Instagram when it is, and we think it's pretty much up there with the Games Workshop stuff that's been released for Kill Team.
Neat little trick for you, when you're doing metal on scenery, especially any form of metallics, Liquitex acrylic paint pens. They save so much time and they are absolutely fantastic. They offer the same as using a normal brush, but it just massively speeds up the process. They actually work really well on vehicles and large miniatures as well. So we're just going to go over all of the different pieces. We're then going to move on and use the next trick, a Sharpie marker. So we're going to use a metallic brass for the coppers. I know it's a bit of a oxymoron, but we're going to go through and pen in all of those. Trust me, it will look quite good later on. I know I sound like a bit of an idiot. Coming on to our final couple of stages, we're going to go through with Agrax Earthshade and wash all of the metallics just to give them a weathered feel. After this, we're then going to go on to applying dirty down rust, dirty down moss, maybe a little pigment powder, and then seal it with some acrylic varnish. We've used Montana Colors acrylic varnish. Basically, it's going to bind all of the different colours together, especially with that glossy Agrax Earth. We want to try and matte it down.
If you've got this far, thank you so much. If you wouldn't mind hitting like and subscribe, it does massive things for the channel, massive things for the studio, and it makes it all worth it for me and the team to be doing this stuff. And now, without further ado, it's time to do a little bit of a reveal, and let's unveil the miniatures. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video, and don't forget to feed your hobby goblin. See you next time.